Pisces, your week commencing the 26th of May is seeing a big cluster of energy, including a new moon in the fourth house of your situation. Now, the host is the mesmeric energies of Gemini, which can be dazzlingly quick and nimble in terms of exchanges. And it's possible, because it's the fourth house, you could have some big discussions with people that you live with. But just because you're a water sign, and the fourth house is a water sign type of dynamic, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be making some physical changes to where you live. Because for me, the home really that we all have is inside our emotions. And being protective about that could be a theme over the next 4 weeks. Because Jupiter, your traditional ruler, has been in this part of your situation for a year. And it's possible, Jupiter's about expansion, that even if you have encountered some delays and frustrations and irritations, because Saturn in your sign has created them, you may have inched forwards and improved your home, moved all together, added to your family, become much more conscious of your inner needs, of being more protective, more nurturing. So all of those areas may still have expanded, but perhaps not quite as quickly or as easily as you would have liked. And strangely, as you go into this week, you could have a quick but important conversation with a sibling, someone in your community, which gives you more food for thought about that internal home. Because essentially the fourth house and the sign of Gemini is asking you to think about emotion, protection, security, stability, but also about your right to have a pause, something of a breather. Now, of course, life is like a fast-moving roundabout. We can't just spring off when we suit, but we can take little breaks. And I feel if you can create some kind of opportunity to step into nature, into an environment which is healing and peaceful, or you can talk to people who are very receptive, nurturing and listening, that's going to be a very constructive thing to do. So whether you want to make some physical changes to where you live, moving, improving, or perhaps downsizing, upsizing, or adapting in some kind of way on the back of this week's fourth house new moon, you're certainly going to be thinking about where you feel most comfortable and who you feel most comfortable with. But Jupiter, as I mentioned, has been inhibited for the last year by Saturn in your sign. Saturn, of course, has now moved into your second house. It's going to make you thriftier. You're going to be wanting to watch your money carefully and use it wisely. It's linked to Mercury from Monday later in the day. Suggests that if you do make some spending decisions, you're going to really do your research. You're going to make sure that you get the best quality for the best value. Good for you if so. But by the end of the week, as Mercury is in the Cazimi with the Sun, if there is a heart-to-heart that you feel you need to have with someone important in your world, you could find yourself with the nimbleness of the Gemini energy actually sharing something that's very important at a more personal level. And also Jupiter, ironically, at the very end of this week, is blessed quite magnificently by Venus. Venus is a planet which loves being in your sign, but it's in the part of your situation at the moment that's to do with potential good fortune financially. But linking to Jupiter, which is in that emotional dimension, suggests that maybe you could have a stroke of luck at the end of this week. Maybe someone close to you can be very generous, maybe even help you in some ways around a property matter, perhaps with their time and labour, or perhaps even gifting you some money, a deposit on a rental, or perhaps even a purchase. But I think most of all, you can just feel an appreciation of what you've achieved over the last year, even if it's just a deeper, more meaningful insight of your emotional needs. Don't underestimate the growth and how hard you've had to work for it, and how important but how significant that growth is, because that is probably as valuable and as fortunate as anything, is really understanding what makes us tick and understanding what makes others tick. And that's probably the blessing of this week most of all. Join me at my new website at www.patrickarundell.com. You can sign up for your free daily written horoscope fired to your device each morning, but also you can get your daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, general, love and Vedic horoscope forecast, as well as my wonderful 3 card tarot. Please see below for more.